Welcome. I am Tanim Ahmed, Special Correspondent of Dhaka Tribune. I have with me Afsan Chowdhury, professor, researcher, and journalist. He is also a political commentator. Welcome, Afsan.
Thank you.
With the latest disappearance of this NSU teacher, Mubashar Hasan, there have been quite a few such incidents over the last 3-4 months. Now, in a country of 160 million, that's not even one missing person every 10 million. Why can't we just dismiss it like that?
Thank you. Actually, we don't even know how many people go missing. But we know these are people who are well known socially, has a presence in media, are from what we would call the elite class. So when they go missing, and they go missing this way, it obviously raises a lot of fear. If you notice that in the last month or so, Mubashar Hasan was an academic and a media person, and Paul was again, who is also still missing, is a media person. So obviously media has become interested, and now what happens is that whenever there is a missing person, social media becomes very active. So in the age of social media, when people go missing, it becomes a major issue. And these are really important people. These are really significant people. How many people work in media, for that matter? I think going missing the way they have gone missing has raised a lot of anxiety. Point is, they are not missing perhaps for the same reason. We don't even know. People have gone missing in the past. Some have come back and then have refused to talk about it. I think disappeared persons is an issue that has come up in Bangladesh. And the word is goon. So we don't know where they end up in. But in case, in the last case that we are talking about, one of the reasons why this has drawn some attention is because Mubashar Hasan was talking to journalists that he was anticipating something like that. His friends had posted it on Facebook, saying that he was already saying, and he was trying to install a CCTV camera. Now, these friends have actually asked the counterterrorism unit if they know anything, and they have not said. They have said they don't know anything about it. Home Minister has said, no, we don't know anything about it. Police and RAB have gone on and saying we are looking for him. And the reason, of course, there is a lot of anxiety is because this person was doing work in terrorism, counter-terrorism, and Bangladesh. So people are anxious. Who is picked up? But we should remember that the government's denial immediately coming in sort of makes people wonder why the government was so anxious about denying that we are involved, which means that in the public space there are some questions. Are these disappearances really being engineered by forces within the government? Or is he a jongi? We don't know. Did he come into contact with other jongis because due to which there may be reason for him to, be taken away? Point is, we are no longer seeing a major difference between disappearing and an act of crime. I mean, you could be disappeared for the sake of the country, you could be disappeared for the sake of faith, you could be disappeared for any other reasons. That, I think, is causing a lot of unease. That disappearance has become accepted. I think that is where the big anxiety is.
Indeed. I mean, it seems to have stretched the English vocabulary saying that he has been disappeared. It would have been a wrong sentence. It's become such a commonplace thing that he's been disappeared. Sounds almost correct.
Almost normal. And that, I think, is really anxiety-creating, because whenever such a thing happens, no matter whether he's been disappeared by the jongis, whether he's been disappeared by law enforcement, whether he's been disappeared by personal reasons, the onus of finding him is with the police, with the law enforcement. And if they cannot find him, problem will be, the onus will be that these law enforcement agencies are not capable enough of finding out.
That's an irony, isn't it? That the first knee-jerk reaction, almost knee-jerk reaction from the government is always something like, I have nothing to do with this, none of our agencies have done it. Instead of saying, we'll find where he is, we'll bring him home. And even though there are just a hint of such utterances saying that, yes, we're looking into it and so on, within about a week everything quiets down and no one really talks about it and there is no update. Just like the previous disappearances. Why is that?
Well, I think if you look at the history of the last even 45 years, this is not the first time things are happening. We never know. I mean, BNP has a very famous political leader, Ilyas Ali, who was disappeared and has never appeared back. There are many at mid-level, lower level who disappear. But it's not just political. The concern is this. Police are enormously capable people. And I know that from many experiences. And police can find out someone. There will be very few instances when the police will not be able to find it. I mean, you are a reporter now. I have been a reporter for many years, and we know how competent they are, how absolutely. That is why the concern, when somebody disappears, the concern is, well, these people who can always find out somebody so quickly, how come they are not being able to find out? That is the reason. I mean, it is a question of efficiency, inefficiency, output-input model. How come they are so brilliantly efficient in certain cases, and in some cases they are not so brilliantly efficient? I think that is, but again I reiterate that the responsibility of finding him, whoever has got it, has to be with the police, because they represent the state's law enforcement. So the black mark is on the law enforcement. That is the concern.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And that will be all.